Hey everybody, we are doing day 6 of your star review video. We are on page 19, and as you can see at the top here, we're looking at campus checkpoint number 6. Should be a pretty quick one, so let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 gives you a situation and wants you to figure out the equation used to represent the cost of delivery for X number of miles. So we're looking to do something like Y equals, and we're going to do that by looking at this line and figuring out the slope and where it hits the y-intercept. So the first and easiest thing is to find where it hits the y-intercept, and you see that's positive 10 right there. So I know that at the back of the equation it's going to say plus 10, and I got 1, 2, 3 of those say that, but that eliminates that first one, which will help us figure out the answer. Next thing we have to do is find the slope, and two ways to find the slope when you have a graph. First one, you can do rise over run. The other one is your y values subtracted from each other and your x values subtracted from each other. So the first one, we can do slope. Again, we start at a low point and we move upwards. Rise always means go up. So from 10 to 20 is up 10. And then when we go up 10 to get to this next point, we have to run from 0 to 20. So that kind of makes it simple, but let's go ahead and do it the other way too. So the 2 points that I had here are 0, 10 and 20, 20. Okay, so my y values are these two. So 20 minus 10 is my top one. Again, y is on the top. My bottom one is 20 minus 0. And as you see, I end up getting the same answer. And 10 divided by 20 in both cases, you should know that that is exactly a half. And it is going in the upward direction, so it is positive. So that is our slope, and that goes what's in front of our x. And that would be answer B. Okay, second problem. A salesperson receives a weekly salary plus a commission, gives us a situation here, and then gives us a chart here. Now, if you want to do this, just to make sure what you know, this is our x and our y. Yeah, they're using n and they're using p, but those are still our x and y values. So the first thing we want to do is find the slope. Now when we got this, we definitely have to do y minus y and x minus x. So we're going to just pick these 2 points. So 700 minus 550, and the other one is 6 minus 4. When I do that, I get 150 divided by 2, which is 75. So I know my equation is going to be y equals 75x, and then plus or minus something. Well, the y-intercept, when we do this, we have to get that x value, in this case the n, but we got to get this x value down to 0. So as I see, this is going down by 2 every time, and every time it goes down 2, this one's going down 150. So I have to go down from here, going down 2 to 2. So I subtract 550 minus 150, that's 400. And then 2 to 0 means I take away another 150, and I get a total of 250. And that means it's going to look like this. And even though they use different values for x and y, we should be able to see that it's 75x plus 250, answer F. Okay, next problem. Which of the following does not represent a function? Remember when we were trying to figure out if something's a function or not, we want to see if the x value repeats. So if the x value in our xy is like this, repeats, if that repeats, that is not a function. So we're looking for one. Since we're looking for one that does not represent a function, we're looking for one where the x value does repeat. So when we have them like this is our x and this is our y. And as you see, every one of these numbers only goes to one other number. So that one's good. That is a function. This one, we got 110 and we got 14. So that tells us right there that one is not a function. And since they're only looking for one of these, well, that's got to be the one. I'm going to check the others. A repeating x value would make 2 points would have a line above each other. Okay, that would go straight up and down. So since that does that, that's a function. That one's good. And this one, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are x values, so those don't repeat. So that just proves our answer is B. Alright, next page. Alright, number 4. We got a situation here with a scatter plot, and you can see it's going in a downward direction here. It's a negative slope. And for the most part, it's going in this direction. Okay. And we're supposed to make a prediction about the reaction time of a person with 10 hours of sleep. Well, the sleep is here on the bottom, as you see. And even though they don't have the numbers, all the numbers written out for us, we should be able to see that every line represents 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So wherever this line hits 10, would probably be around in this way, in this area somewhere. So then if I look to the left, it's probably close to 0.4, which as I see is the only real close answer for that one. So answer F. Okay, number 5. What can you conclude about the data in the graphical representation shown below? Well, if we look here, we got this one that's going upward like that. You should know that's not linear or a straight line. This one, for the most part, actually that is a perfectly straight line, so that is linear. This one kind of goes in a bunch of different directions, so that's not linear. And this one, for the most part, goes linear. This one point out by itself, again, we call that an outlier, really doesn't change the fact that most of this is linear. So we're looking for number 2 and number 4 to be linear. So graphs 2 and 4 suggest a linear relationship. There we go, answer C. Alright, number 6, which of the following graphs represent a function? Again, if you think back to number 4, I said when you have points above and below each other, that means that's not a function. So we see this one here, and these two where we have x values that are the same. That means this one is not a function. And this one, even though it's got these points that go side to side, that's okay. Okay, as long as they're not above and below each other. So this one is a function. So we're looking for something that says number 2 is a function. So graph 2 is a function because each input value, again remember our x's are our inputs, our y's are outputs. So each input value is paired with only one output value. So there is our answer, answer G. Alright, just a few more to go. Number 7. Which relationship is an example of a proportional function? Okay, so proportional, again, tells you that the graph's going to go through 0, 0. And when you're talking about some kind of real life situation, the way you want to look for those that go through 0, 0 is they won't say like a starting fee or an extra charge cost for something. It'll just be an hourly fee and that is all, or a monthly fee or something like that. So anything that says an extra charge, those are not going to be proportional. So rental company charges $80 per day and a one-time fee. That fee makes it not a function or not a proportional. A gym membership costs $25 per month and a sign-up fee. Well, again, that's got a fee. A salesperson earns $150 per week for 8 weeks. Okay, well, just because they do that for 8 weeks, there's no fee in here. So if I wrote this out, it would look like this: $150 per week, and there's no fee. The 8 would just be what we put in for the X to figure out how much they made in 8 weeks. So that one right there is proportional. So answer C. And if you look at answer D, I'm sure it's got a fee in it, and 50 cents for each additional minute, $2 for the first minute. There's that fee. Okay, number 8. The table below shows the relationship between the temperature and the depth of water. What is the slope? Well, if we're doing slope, we either want to look for y over x if we know that it goes through 0, 0, but this one here, since it's 3, 0, tells us it can't go through 0, 0 also. So that means we're going to do our y minus y and our x minus x. So we'll be very careful when we do this. So we're going to do negative 18 is our first y. Okay, and then we're going to move this way, so minus 0. And then we're going to do 12 on the top minus 3. We're going to go in the same direction and do the same thing. So 12 minus 3. So when I subtract this, well, negative 18 minus 0 is still negative 18. And then 12 minus 3 is 9. I simplify that out. Negative 18 divided by 9 is negative 2. So that would be the slope of our line. Alright. The y-intercept, not important on this one. So we just would put 2 here. Bubble that in, and then definitely make sure we put that it's negative because that's what it is. Alright, next one. Number 9. It says Gym A charges $50 per month plus $8 a visit. And then it gives us other information about a different gym so that we can see how they wrote the equation. Okay, so it says their equation is 10x plus 30, where x is the number of visits per month. So see how they wrote that? 8, that means $10 per visit plus $30. So that means this one is $8 per visit plus 50. So 8x plus 50 is what we want to look for over here. And as we see, that is answer D. Alright, last question. Which of the following situations are proportional? Again, proportional means it's going to go through 0, 0, and it also means it's going to be a straight line. So this right here tells us that is not going through 0, 0. It's going to hit 0, 9 on your graph. So that one is not proportional. This one I'll deal with in a minute, because if I look at this one, the fact that this hits the y-axis here at 300 means it's also not proportional. And if you look at the answers, one of them has to be. Okay? It's got to be this one, so it's definitely answer G. But what if there was another one on here? So let's just check. So as we see, this goes down 10 when this one goes down 2. It's also the same as going down 4 and going down 20. So if I went down 2 more over here, I hit 0, and 10 more here, I'd also hit 0. So yes, that one is definitely proportional, which means our answer is G, which is 2 only. Alright, there we go, right at 11 minutes. Almost done. We got about 4 more, so keep up, and hopefully this is helping you out. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.